Hey pre-calcers, hope your day is going well. Thank you for taking a look at this video that's going to deal with the quiz on 1.1 through 1.2. Some of this is going to be visual, some of these I'll have to sketch in numbers and whatnot, so be on the lookout for what I sketch in there. This first problem has you talking about what x-intercepts and y-intercepts will work. I think this one's not too bad. I'll start first with x-intercepts. So I see that the line intersects right here and also right here. So this is when x is -2. And in addition, where x is 4. So those two are done. The y-intercept, there's only one of them. And this occurs when we're on the y-axis, and this is where y equals 8. So notice we have two bits to this, the x-intercepts and the y-intercept. For this, we have to sketch in some numbers. This is just going to be a number. So let's say that we're graphing when y is -7. We'll do that in purple. And we also have to graph out an x term. Let's say this is when x equals 4. So in the 1.1 video, you saw that you could rewrite this problem right here as y equals 0x minus 7, which claims that the slope is 0. So this is going to be a flat line when y is 0, so it's way down here. Try to make that as straight as I can. And if we're graphing when x is 4, this occurs where x is 4. So we find x is 4 on the x-axis, and then draw a vertical line here. And we also draw arrows to show that this will keep going and going. For this has you putting in x plus or minus some number. So let's do x minus 2. So instead of x, we're now putting in more. We're putting in x minus 2 being squared, and then we add on 4. So this is really important to notice that we're squaring the entire binomial. So for this, you would want to use box method or foiling. So if you box this out, you would get something to the effect of x squared minus 4x plus 4. And then don't forget that you're adding that 4 from out here. So if you take this all further, this will eventually get you x squared minus 4x plus 8. We can take any number in here. Let's say this occurs when x is 0. So that would just say you're taking the square root of 0 plus 13. So this is the square root of 13. Done. Next bit, any number will work. We'll do when x is -1. So we have -1 being squared. We're going to add on 2. This is over -1 being cubed minus 6x. -1 squared is 1. 1 and 2 will get you 3. This is -1. Oh, I also have to throw that in here. So -1 minus 6 times -1. So this can be rewritten to just plus 6. So this answer, -1 plus 6 gets you 5. Your final answer is 3/5. Be careful when you're cubing your negative terms. Make sure that the negative sign goes inside the parentheses. Be careful when you're squaring or cubing these. That's really important. We can find x values in between -4 and 4. We'll make this easy. We'll pick something over here. So let's say we're finding when x is -4. So if it's f of -4, that occurs when x is -4, and we're looking on this line and seeing what the y value is. So it's as if we want to really look at this value. And the y coordinate for this is 4, because this is the point, -4, 4. So our answer is +4. Notice that there's no equation that you're using here. You're just using the graph, so don't try and make an equation. Just look for where the x coordinate is and then find the matching y coordinate and move on from there. The example I had on the practice quiz for this was a little difficult to maneuver through. So I'll make this one a bit easier on the actual quiz. Let's put the domain from negative infinity to infinity. Let's put the range from negative infinity to 2 with a bracket. And let's make y-intercept of 7. Oh, no, that actually wouldn't work. Let's just make it negative 2. And x-intercepts of 0 and 1. So in class, I talked about drawing parameters. Since the domain is all real numbers, I know that my graph will have to be shown in between these lines. And I know that my range is from negative infinity to 2. So I have to have this line over and done with before this marking. So I know my y-intercept is negative 2. I know that I can mark that up. I know my x-intercept is 0. I actually don't want 0. Let's make this 1 and 3. So make it 1, make it 3. I know that this is going to have to hit 2 because that's where the range maxes out. So we'll put that like right here. And this will make some good lines. Draw arrows to say that these keep going. So let's double check. My line will not go past 2 in the y direction. It uses all x coordinates. My x-intercepts are 1 and 3, which I've mapped out here and here. So those work just fine. And my y-intercept of negative 2 is seen here. So this previous example on the practice quiz seemed difficult, but the one that you'll get tomorrow is actually a lot easier. So of course, if you're stuck on anything, shoot me an email. I have to teach a class now, so you can probably hear the bell. If you have a question, shoot me an email. Of course, you can use notes tomorrow, so I hope that helps. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.